Here we are at part 3 of the video. You're going to try these independently. I'll allow you to do that. I'm going to just do my work just as normal. You can check it. You can check it as you go along. Let's see, there's no GCF, so we're going to multiply A times C, negative 24. The B value is negative 10. I like to go in order because this number is negative. Put the negative on the left. Negative 1 and 24 make 23. Negative 2 and 12 make positive 10. We were looking for a negative 10, so I have to reverse the numbers. The 12 is going to be on the negative side, and the 2 is going to go on the positive side. That makes negative 10. When I add these together, that negative 10 represents a negative 10x. We're going to replace my middle term with a negative 12x plus a 2x. So here we go. 3x squared minus 12x plus a 2x minus an 8. The GCF of the first group of terms is a 3x. X minus 4. Because the negative was hidden behind something, we didn't have to take a negative GCF. Because it starts with a positive, we don't have to take a negative GCF either. 2 is the GCF of the second group. And x minus 4 matches the other x minus 4. So what multiplies x minus 4? A 3x plus 2. Finished with that one. The other independent practice, there's no GCF, although I thought both of these divide by 2. They didn't all three of them divide by 2, so we can't do that. Doesn't start with a 1x squared, it starts with an 8x squared, so we can't just use t-chart. We're going to use the AC grouping method. A times c makes 40. The middle term is a 22. It's a positive 22. 1 and 40 added together made 41. 2 and 20 added together makes 22. So we got successful. Our middle term, 22x, can be the same as 2x and 20x. First term stays the same. 20x, 2x, plus 5. Group has the plus sign in the center. 4 and x come out. 2x plus 5. Nothing goes out. So we're going to use the automatic GCF of 1. 2x plus 5. We have the match. So 2x plus 5 is one factor. The other factor is a 4x and a positive 1. So hopefully you did well enough on that. Try it. This next one is an application. The area of a rectangle is 8x second plus 22x plus 15. What are possible dimensions of the rectangle? It says use factoring. We could try that. We're going to answer this, why this can't be factored. Let's do number 1 first. No GCF throughout. Multiply A times C. 8 times 15. That's 120. That's a big number. 22 in the center. 1 and 120 makes 121. 2 and 60 makes 62. 3 and 40 makes 43 when we add these together. 4 and 30 multiply to make 120 makes 34 when we add them. 5 goes in, I think, 24 times. That makes 29. We're getting closer. 6 goes in 20 times. Add them together makes 26. We're getting closer and closer. Does 7 go into it? No. 8 goes in 15 times. I know that because we multiplied 8 and 15 together. That makes 23. We are as close as getting it as possible. If we skip over the number 22, we know it's not possible. That might be what's happening down here, but we'll wait to get there. Let's see, does 9 go into this? I don't think so. Does 10 go in? Yes. 10 goes in 12 times, and that's how we're going to get the 22. Okay, we didn't skip over the number. We found it. The 22 comes from the 22x. So we're going to replace 22x with 10x plus 12x. First term. Our two middle terms are 10x and 12x, and you have a 15 at the end. The GCF of each group comes outside. There's a plus sign in the middle. Okay, 2 goes into both and an x. We're hoping to get a match. If you don't get a match, that means you didn't find a large enough greatest common factor. Let's see, 3 goes in both. 3 goes in 4x plus 5. We have a 4x plus 5 in both. What multiplies a 4x plus 5? A 2x and a 3. So the possible dimensions of this rectangle would be 2x plus 3 units by 4x plus 5 units. Why can't this be factored? Let's make our t-chart. Let's do a times c. 2 times 10 makes 20. 7 in the center. 1 and 20. They multiply to make 20, but they don't add up to be 7. 2 and 10, they multiply to make 20. They add up to make 12. We're getting closer to 7. 3 doesn't divide 20. 4 goes in 5 times. They multiply to make 20. They add up to make 9. I'm getting closer. But the next number after 4 I need to try is 5. 5 goes into 20 4 times. These are actually the same number. So I feel like my search repeated itself. I can't change these all negatives. This is not going to work. If I change all these to negatives, I'm just going to get the same numbers throughout. So how do we answer this? No factors of 20 add to make 7. We got closer and closer. We couldn't skip any numbers. We just couldn't find any factors of 20 that add up to make 7, so it's not possible. Last thing we're going to do is we've discussed 3 strategies for factoring. Which of the following has the greatest common factor that factors out? Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? It's C. C has greatest common factor that comes out of it. If you needed to factor it, we do a 3x on the outside and then x plus 2 on the inside. I can't factor this anymore, so this would be greatest common factor. Which of the following remaining is t-chart? T-chart was the simple method, what we practiced the day before. The simple method has to start with a 1x squared, so that's letter A. The t-chart goes like this. You put the value of c on the left, you put the value of b on the right. You find any pair of numbers that are going to work. These add up to be 7. We want a negative 8 and a positive. Put the negative on the left. And then the simple pattern goes like this. To start with a 1x squared, you need an x and an x. Then you're going to take the 2 numbers you circled in your t-chart, negative 8 and plus 1, and factor it that way. Letter B is grouping. There was no GCF that comes out. And we have an A value that doesn't equal 1. So we're going to have to multiply A times C together and try to find a pair that works. I don't want to do this exercise. It's going to take some time on the video. I possibly want you to spend that time working on your assignment today in class. Turn to the next page, page 28. This is all additional practice. Factor completely. If it can't be factored, write prime. Prime was the second exercise. Was this exercise, which we couldn't factor. That would be prime and considered prime. Prime doesn't regularly happen, but only say something is prime if you've exhausted every possible combination. Tonight your homework is to work in Delta Math on 10 questions on day 8 homework. Spend the rest of this class period working on that in your Delta Math. You do not need to keep your notes. However, if I suspect that your work was completed faster than it should be expected, I may ask you for those for credit. So do the right thing, work on these 10 questions, and it will be due when I see you next. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this video or these videos will help. Take care, be well.